Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing this really soft glam look, and we are trying out new products, and we are trying out products that we didn't think we were gonna like and then we end up liking. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, let's go. Okay guys, so to prime my face I use the Urban Decay All Nighter Primer, and I wanted to use it before actually filming because I wanted to give it time to settle. I'm using my Lay and Low Paint Pot by MAC, and I really thought that the All Nighter Primer was going to feel really drying and almost like the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer, but it didn't feel like that at all. It felt like a moisturizer, and it doesn't feel like I have anything on, to be honest with you. Today we're going to be using the Cool Crush palette by NARS again, and I have really been enjoying this. So we're going to use it again, and I'm going to start off with this shade here again, just to set this primer, make sure that nothing skips. I'm going to take this shade again. I say again because you guys have probably already seen the video where I use this for the first time, and I've used these shades, but I really love them. And they're basic shades that anyone can use at any moment for any look. So that's exactly what I'm doing. However, today I'm going to be doing a smoky brown eye. And I'm going to take this shade here, and I'm going to use this with my finger, and I'm going to press this just in the center of the lid. When thinking about this look, I thought this is going to be too basic and easy, but makeup doesn't always have to be about 10 shades and different techniques that you're trying to implement all at once. Like, easy is okay, basic is okay. You know, I think my audience is not always the professional makeup artists. It's everyday women, girls. So I want to make sure that I keep it easy. So for my foundation, I'm going to be using the Fenty hydrating foundation, and the shade I have is 300, which is the same as a matte. I have already tried this on camera, and I didn't think I was going to love it, but I have been using it ever since I tried it the first time. I'm going to take this rougher foundation brush, and guys, as long as I set it and I bake it, we are good, which is something that I already do anyway. I always leave a thin layer of powder on my face because I really don't want to have to touch up. I have touched up recently. I always have a powder on me just in case, but I would rather that the makeup not require any touch up. And I really love the way this looks. Like, the reason why I even bothered trying it again was because I do like the way that this foundation looks on the skin, and I'm like, I want to have something that looks good when I'm drier, and this definitely impressed me, and I loved just how glowy it looks. Even after I set it with a powder or I bake, there's still this beautiful luminosity that just kind of peeks through the skin. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm just going to take whatever's left over in the dish and just run it on the tops of my cheeks and my nose, because this is where I want the most coverage, but also where, like here, I tend to go through that makeup quicker. You guys know that my foundation around my nose always wears off, and I'm really trying to extend, I guess, the longevity of the makeup there, so I'm just building it up a little bit. And then my cheeks, you guys know that that's where I want the coverage. I feel like this foundation tends to be just a little bit darker, so I'm going to take my concealer, my Hourglass concealer in Beaches. I have been using Sienna every day, just on its own. I'm not mixing. And I had told you guys that I liked both shades. I felt like I could wear both shades without a problem. But I'm finding that Sienna is definitely the shade that I love because it gives me that color correction, it gives me coverage, and it blends in with my skin. Whereas Beaches, as you guys can see, is a little bit lighter. But again, this foundation does look a little bit darker once it's set. Like, even look, it's not that bad. But once it sets, it does look a little bit more on the darker side. So I want something that's going to kind of bring balance back to the face. I'm gonna do my eyebrows, let this set for a little bit, and then we'll come back and blend it out. I was having a hard time with my eyebrows because I could not really... The problem with this foundation is that if you are not a dry skin, this is going to sit on top of your skin until you set it. So I was having a hard time with my eyebrows because this formula is still very much wet on my skin. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this concealer is drying. I need to blend it out. So we will fix these eyebrows once we get the rest of my face going. I'm gonna take just a small brush and just really get into these inner corners. So powder that I have been loving is this MAC Cosmetics powder in Soft Banana or Soft Yellow. Soft Yellow. And it's just a set powder. So I showed you guys that my Tati Beauty Sponge ripped, but I still really like it for concealer. That was one of the things I really liked it for. So I'm just going to take the sponge and make sure that there aren't any streaks on my face and go in with the powder. I'm going to go in with my brow gel from Milk Cosmetics. And the reason why I'm doing this is I got a little bit of powder on my brows. So now I just want to make sure that I don't lose the definition that I already had from the Anastasia brow gel. This is a step that I do anyway because I really like the definition in the hairs to come through. I love this powder by MAC. I just like how bright it is because I feel like it just makes my complexion look brighter. For my blush, I'm going to be using this Makeup Forever bronzer. I believe it's in 30M. It's the darkest matte shade. And I'm going to take this Scott Barnes brush and I'm just going to apply this. I'm going to be using this Danessa Myricks highlighting palette, and I'm going to take Easy Breezy, which is this shade here, and I think I'm going to mix a little bit of No Prob. So these two shades. For my blush, I'm going to dip into this Blush Trio by Anastasia and Cocktail Party, and I'm going to take a mix of these two shades. For my mascara, I'm going to be taking this Laura Mercier Caviar Volume Mascara. I've been using this for a while now. And I have to say that I like the formula after it sets and like dries a little bit. You guys know that fresh tube of mascara can sometimes be a little runny. But once it starts to dry up a little bit, you get this really great volume giving product. Okay guys, I'm going to take a small pencil brush. I'm going to dip back into that brown shade and I'm just going to run this on the lower lash line just to give me a little bit more definition before going in with my mascara. I was debating on whether I should apply liner, but I really like just how soft and effortless this is looking. If you are someone that needs mascara, please by all means go on and do what you gotta do. I'm gonna take a little bit of this gold shade with the same brush and I'm just going to pop this right in the inner corner. I'm now going to take my Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara by MAC. And I'm going to apply this just on the lower lash line. I'm going to go back into that gold shade and just lightly pop a little bit of this right in the center of the eye, but keeping it super close to the lash line. So it's just like a little hint of gold, and it just kind of ties everything in together. I'm going to take a little bit of my YSL Vinyl Couture in the black shade, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this to the tips of the lashes just to give me some more volume, because as I've said, I have long lashes, but I have thin lashes. So it's just a little trick to bulk them up. Boom! Bulky. I'm going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is what I've been doing to make sure that this foundation wears long. And I'll tell you guys, I wore it the other day for, I want to say it was like 10 hours. And I looked at myself, I was like, oh, hello, she's arrived and working. Alright guys, so I'm going to take this liner by Sephora Collection. This is in Wino. And it's a little bit darker than what I wanted. But we're going to blend it out. And then I'm going to take Pat McGrath Beautiful Stranger. Alright guys, so here is my final look. I love the way that this looks. I think it's just very like easy, soft. It's like definitely a soft glam. It's not really intense and in your face, but there is definitely some glamming going on. Please let me know down below what are some tutorials or videos that you'd like to see on my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.